1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back. Rick, holy mackerel and Jesus in the bread, too. He claps his hands over the breasts in surprise. Rick, what the hell happened? The sheet starts to fall off him, and he reaches and grabs it before he shows us all his ass like Charlton Heston in the one part of the Planet of the Apes. He hurries back over to the bed and rummages in some of the debris on the floor before pulling out one of those charts that's supposed to go at the foot of the bed. Except that this one is all tattered and bloodstained. Rick, reading the name off the chart. Rack Grimes? Rack Grimes? He throws the chart down on the floor. God damn it, I've been switched. I've been switched with one of them damn plastic titty dancers down at the booty hut. He pulls the sheet up higher so it covers his chest, all self-conscious like someone getting out of the shower. He heads out of the room. Out of the room and down the hall. La la la. His eyes start to close sleepily. He's still not that strong yet. And his energy is just about used up. The heat and fatigue are getting to him, so he wanders down the hall and out of the building in a daze, somehow seeming to not notice all the rows and piles of dead bodies. Rick stumbles over a dead body. Sorry, didn't see you there. He staggers down to the bottom floor and goes out some emergency exit side door, wandering out onto the street. It's high noon. The glare from the burning sun makes him squint, so he's basically walking around blind. Actually, I think if it was noon, it wouldn't make you squint because the sun would be directly above you. Should be, if it was like lower on the horizon, so it's going like right in your face, but whatever. I just need an excuse for him to like not be able to see the zombies right away, you know? Okay, where was I? Totally oblivious to all the destruction and wreckage all around. Rick, damn, I'm tired. And so suddenly. You know, it's ironic. You think I slept enough. Damn, I'm talking to myself. They say that's the first sign of madness. No, no, shakes head. That's only if you talk to yourself and you answer yourself back. Oh yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, so don't worry about it. It's all totally fine. He comes to a bus stop and leans against the pole for a moment. There's a zombie also at the sign pole, only like half a foot away. Holy shit, they're like breathing in each other's faces. They're gonna spread corona. Rick slurring. Hey, how you doing? Zombie. Rick. Yeah, me too, friend. He moves. I feel like that's from like a movie already, like Shaun of the Dead or something like that. I don't know. He moves on, patting the zombie on the shoulder as he goes off. The zombie, ew, he touched it. The zombie tries to bite him but misses. And Rick doesn't even notice. But he gets some zombie blood on his hand from touching it. Rick to himself. Ew, sweaty. He carelessly wipes off the blood on the sheet that he's wearing. Rick continues wandering, trying to get home through the wasteland of city streets. Shouldn't he notice there's no cars and shit? But he doesn't notice shit, so fine. Zombies are milling all around, like, all over the place. But Rick is so out of it and just plodding along like they are that they don't even notice him. Eventually, he happens to look up. Through the glare of the sun, all he sees is the banner above a store which reads, Costumes and Uniforms. Well, the sign is a little fucked up and part of it is hanging down, but it's still readable. Rick, oh good, I can put on some real clothes. Maybe I can even find something like my work uniform. Let me tell you something, even though I don't watch the show and I never probably fucking will ever unless I have a major fucking life change or some shit like that, I love Rick's uniform that he wears, and I was sad when he got rid of it. Even though my sister said that he barely even wears it for like a few episodes. She says he gets his new clothes pretty fast, but which makes sense because why are you gonna wear the same shit over and over and over if you don't have to? But I love that fucking tan uniform he wears. Oh, that fucking. Ugh. I'm not a big fucking. Look, I'm not an abolish the cops person. I don't think it needs to go that far, but I'm also not a big fan of the cops. I can see why people hate them as much as they fucking do, because a lot of them are fucking assholes. But anyways, all that shit aside, I'm not a big, don't think I'm a big fucking cop supporter. I'm not a big bootlicker and shit like that, but all that bullshit aside, just living in a carnal world with no morals, I fucking love cop uniforms. Cop uniforms are like, and people want to be like, oh, firemen are so hot. Fuck firemen. Only basic ass normie bitches like firemen because they like buff dudes and they're like, oh, firemen, like, not even anymore really so much, but just traditionally in the past, like, you know, firemen had to have hella big muscles and shit to lift people up and shit. So people are just like, oh yeah, firemen, because they want the muscles and shit, but I don't give a fuck about muscles. In fact, I prefer a, like, medium body type. So, I don't know, the cop uniform just does it for me, man. It does it for me, especially the fucking short sleeved ones. I saw this cop one time coming out of a Starbucks, and it was during Corona time, so he had a mask on, so you could only see like his eyes, and the anonymity just even made him hot. I mean, he could have been ugly for all I know, but he looked hot because you couldn't really see his face. He had a short sleeve shirt on, and he just, it was great. Anyways, whatever. Of course they're not great if they're fucking hauling your ass off to jail or grabbing you by the back of the hair and slamming you on the front of their car like it happened to me. But, you know, what the fuck ever. Like I said, this is assuming we're living in a carnal world with no morals and no fucking judgments, shit like that. You just purely go on your fucking, like, you know, chakra number 1 or whatever the fuck. So anyways, where was I? Okay, maybe I can even find something like my work uniform. He wanders into the store. Of course, as soon as he goes in there, the wind blows the sign above the door, and we see that it really reads, Erotic Costumes and Fetish Uniforms. Come on, you saw that coming. Did I? Maybe it's like if people knew me when I was fucking 23 and 24 writing this shit. They were like, yeah, because you're fucking obsessed with that bullshit. I still am, but I don't know if it's so obvious. Where was I? Rick comes back out a few seconds later, wearing a pretty normal sheriff uniform, except that it has a star over each nipple, and instead of being a shirt and pants, it's a one piece. Dude, I would love to have a fucking tan sheriff one piece. That would be so fun. I would love that. I would wear that to every club. Where was I? It's a one piece and there's a zipper down the front that goes from the shirt collar to the ass crack. To the ass crack. So it goes like through your crotch. It goes like all the way down through your crotch and up your ass, basically. That's something else. I can understand why this probably made my parents, especially my dad and my mom, feel uncomfortable. But, you know, I was fucking in my early 20s. I was pushing boundaries, bitch. I thought I was following the, you know, the trail that had been blazed by fucking, you know, people that pushed the boundaries like this in the past. You know? So, you gotta kind of see it from my mindset. You know, I wasn't trying to be a fucking loser. I was just, you know, saying, hey, if these other people did it, why not me, you know? Anyways, where was I? Rick calls back into the store. Thanks, I'll pay you back later. Whatever, bitch. Trying to pay on, like, credit. Like, oh, I'll owe you. That's some fucking Andy Griffith shit right there. Like, oh, I'll pay you back later. Like, just keep a tab open for me. Please. Show me a town that's small enough to do that, and they probably don't even allow fucking people like me to enter the city limits. Okay, enough of that boring stuff. This is the part you've all been waiting for. Is it? Oh, because he's home now. Okay, Rick. Oh, because this is where you get to see all the other characters, or at least begin to see other characters. Rick opens the front door to his house. Baby, I'm home. He goes inside, exhausted and oblivious, and shuts the door behind him. He takes off his hat and hangs it up like he's just coming home from work on a regular day. I like how he got a hat to go, oh, because of course he has the wide brimmed, you know, the little cowboy hat, his cute little cowboy hat. Pan over to show Carl, sitting on the couch and playing Mortal Kombat or some shit. Hey, that's really funny because a new Mortal Kombat movie is about to come out, and I'm gonna fucking watch that shit if I can. I'm gonna look on the internet, because, you know, we still don't have if the movie theaters was open, I would go. And I would buy a little bottle of Jack Daniels, and I would drink it in the theater, and I would buy a soda, and I would put it in the soda, and get fucked up, and then probably miss, like, 15 minutes of the movie because I have to pee. But man, I would love to see that shit in theaters. When theaters open back up, I always used to hate theaters, but now that I can't go to theaters, I want to. And the last movie I went to the theater was Joker, and I like never go to the movies. Like, I went to the movie to see Joker just because I'm like, look, I like the character of the Joker, and the movie looked good, and it was good. And but before that, the last time I went to the theater was in 2014 to see Dracula Untold. So, I don't go a lot, but I had a good time seeing the Joker, so I'm like, I kind of want to go back again and see more movies. But anyways, yeah, anyway, what was I fucking talking about? Oh, right, Mortal Kombat. So yeah, the new Mortal Kombat movie's coming out, so it's kind of funny how this is in there, but because at the time I was writing this, I was really into watching, the Dashie Mortal Kombat skits and playthroughs and shit on YouTube. Like, I just got really into it for some fucking reason. I don't know why. So I put that in there. Rick. Hey, Carl. Carl, hey. Rick goes upstairs with his boots like tap, tap, tap on the steps. Ooh, the suspense. We hear a faint giggling and voices from the bedroom. Rick goes up to the door and puts his ear against it. Rick, Curly? He opens the door and there's Curly and Shane in the bed, fooling around. Like, not having sex, but like maybe they just had sex or something and now they're flirting and stuff. Rick, unfazed. Yeah, I thought it would be tacky if he walked in and she's like riding him or some shit. It's like, how many movies do that? They don't give proper love to the foreplay or the post play or whatever the fuck. Rick, unfazed. Hey Curly, hey Shane. He leans in the doorway. Shane looks up. Hey! Curly. Hey baby, I didn't hear you come in. How'd your surgery go? Rick, how the hell should I know? I was asleep. How come y'all didn't come pick me up? You know I didn't have my keys. I was lucky you leave the front door unlocked all the time. By the way, that's not safe. So, okay, I gotta explain a little bit. So, like I might have mentioned in the first episode, at the very end, I never seen a single episode of this show, but my family, my dad and my sister used to tell me about it all the time. They would, like, describe, like, whole plot arcs and, like, characters and whole episodes. They would just, like, be talking about this shit, and they would tell me. So, I have some, even though I've never seen a fucking episode of the show, I have some knowledge of the shit. So I worked some of that into here. So if you're saying like, oh, in the show, Rick actually did get a shot, and he really was in a coma or whatever the fuck, and Shane is cheating on him with Shane's cheating on him with his wife. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. And yeah, like Daryl did get abused when he was younger, and blah blah blah, all this type of shit. You know, it's like how would you know that if you didn't watch? It's because I was told. So that is your answer. Okay, where was I? Blah 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 blah. Curly, sorry babe, I didn't even know you were out. Well, it's good to have you back. Shane, yeah brother, I was getting worn out pulling double duty over here. Ha ha. Fucking polygamous. Rick grumbles, rolls his eyes. Curly, oh yeah, have you ever seen that show Big Love? I kind of like Big Love in the beginning at least. I probably fucking jumped the shark or some shit, but I want to go back and watch like the first season at least over again. That shit was fun, and I like the shit where he's trying to get Viagra because he's like, I'm trying to please 3 women, and then the doctor's like, you're not supposed to, like, be fucking like a horse, I think is what he said, or something like that. And then, Bill Paxton's like, oh, come on, I'm trying to, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I like how they had that setup where they had 3 houses, but then each house is, like, connected in the middle. That's so nice. Anyways, where was I? Okay, yeah, Rick grumbles, rolls his eyes. Curly, aw, baby, don't be mad. That's a cute outfit you got on. Is that for me? She didn't even pick him up. She didn't pick him up from the hospital, and she didn't even remember the day that he was released. And who knows how long he was waiting there. He could have been released last week and been laying there all the time. And then the zombies came and just fucking ate everybody, so, you know, there's nobody there to tell him shit, and you know what I mean? And she thinks that outfit is for her. What a bitch. Oh, and also the other thing, because my sister would rag on me for this. I know Rick's wife is named like Lori or something like that, but in this story she's named Curly, and she's kind of like this like you know, this like discount like Dolly Parton kind of looking lady. Because I saw a picture one time and I thought it was Rick's wife, and it really wasn't. It was like this blonde lady with curly hair, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, typical, like stereotypical, like kind of southern wife and shit like that. But then my sister said, oh, that's not really his wife, that's Andrea, I think, or something. But I never fixed it because I like not fixing shit in my parodies because I think it makes it I think mistakes are funny. Especially if, like, everyone knows it's a mistake, and it's just kind of like, yeah, this is here because I fucking spilled coffee on the page, or some shit like that. Like, I like how the mistakes kind of tell a story of their own, of, like, how you had mistaken information given to you, or you just got the wrong impression of some shit. Like, I just like mistakes. I think they should be celebrated sometimes. Not, obviously not like fucking Chernobyl or some shit like that, but just little mistakes that are fun and cute and funny. I think we should celebrate more, and that, yeah, I like little things like that. Okay, where was I? Oh shit, I realized, this fucking socket. I was like, why is my thing getting dark? Because it's probably not fucking charging. Because it's not in the fucking, let me see if it's charging now. I fucking hate how that socket doesn't work. What is this? Oh, God. How do I make it do this? Okay, I think that might have worked. There's like one... I have a few sockets in my room, and only one of them is compatible with this computer charger, and I don't know why the fuck that is. That's just like... It drives me fucking insane. Anyways. Where was I? At this point, it's gonna take me 20 episodes to get through this shit. But, you know, everything is a story. So yeah, that's why his wife is named Curly and not Lori, and she's a completely different woman. That Lori is not in this at all, whatsoever. So get used to Curly. She's pretty cool. Okay, where was I? She beckons to him to come over. Shane gets up to go and shower. He blows a kiss playfully to Rick as he passes by him. Rick reluctantly comes over to the bed and climbs in to be with Curly. Curly, oh, my poor puppy dog. You got blood on your face. Did they not take care of you in the pen? She reaches over to stroke his cheek, and we can see that she has 2 wedding rings on. Curly, there's something else different about you. I just can't quite put my finger on what it is. The camera pans down to show Rick's big fake-ass titties. You know, just in case you forgot. Now, you know what's funny? When I was editing this, I went back, because after that, when I said he had the implants, I realized that I hardly even ever addressed it again, ever. And that all just comes from I don't even know why that joke started, but I drew this little chibi version of Rick one time that had boobs, and I'm like, he should have boobs. And, then such Rack Grimes was born, but, like, I realized when I was typing it up that I hardly even ever addressed it again, so I went back and I, like, inserted random parts where it's kind of just, like, mentioning the fact that he has boobs again, and they're, like, really out of place. I feel like you can tell, you know, that I just put them in there. Anyways, whatever. Where was I? Curly, shrugs it off. I guess you probably just lost some weight or something. Well, shoot, go get cleaned up and I'll give you a real welcome home. Rick, lays flat on the bed. I don't know, I'm pretty tired. Curly, oh, quit complaining. Hit the showers, Grimes. Oh, I thought I spelled complaining wrong, but I was like, does that have to double thing? But it's fine. Hit the showers, Grimes. She kicks him out of the bed. He drags himself out of the room to go get in the shower with Shane. Okay, great. So one dude who's just totally nasty because he's been through the apocalypse, and the other guy is just watching off his, like, fucking cum or whatever. Curly waits until he's gone. When she's sure, she reaches down under the bed and pulls out a little box of chocolate. Curly whispers, "You're the only thing I won't share." She leans back against the headboard, arms draped on her knees, legs open, chocolate on the pillow next to her, looking like a total fucking slob. Or a pimp. Same difference. A pimp in pink pajamas and baby blue eyeshadow. Yeah, that's badass. Meanwhile, Rick is in the bathroom, stripping out of his sheriff uniform, sex unitard thing. All he has to do is undo the zipper and the whole thing just falls off. Rick, convenient. He pulls back the shower curtain and gets in with Shane. Shane looks at his boobs. Damn, boy, since when you got 2 big sisters coming to dinner? Ha 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 ha. He laughs hella obnoxiously like a hyena. Rick, yeah, you're a regular Richard Pryor. Cut to downstairs. You know what I should really do a tally of? How many fucking references there are to other things. My parodies, when I was writing them, back then were, like, just stitched out of parodies, like these fucking Frankenstein monsters and shit, and, like, I told my mom one time, I was like, I don't even know if I'm writing comedy or if I'm writing a collage, you know, but that's the type of comedy I like. I like references, as long as it's not the same one over and over. That I like, you know, I like subtle ones too, like I like in Metalocalypse where they give the dude the car, and they go, big fat tires and everything, because that's like a reference to, Highway Star, the song, but they don't make it obvious, like they just kind of slip it in there under the radar, you know, and it's like, if you notice, you notice, if you don't, you don't. I like little shit like that sprinkled in. So, anyways, it's almost 20 minutes.